My name is Ben Preston with Dodger Media Online. Communist China, or the People's Republic of China, have been doing military drills over the Strait of Taiwan recently. This comes after many years of tension between the two countries, with the People's Republic of China believing it is the one true China, and Taiwan believing it's an independent state. Let's go ask MHS students their opinions on the geopolitical conflict. China has been recently doing more drills over the Strait of Taiwan, military drills that is. How do you feel about the situation geopolitically, or maybe where do you see China invading Taiwan in the future?
It's definitely a very precarious situation that I think is made even more serious by the recent invasion of Ukraine by Russia, because I think that whole provocative move kind of was the testing ground for, America and the West makes all these declarations about, defending these countries, but it's kind of putting the money where their mouth is as to how much they're really willing to defend these countries when they are invaded. And so the fact that America and the West didn't necessarily intervene militarily against Ukraine could give China some confidence, maybe that's an invasion of Taiwan, say, like sort of similar situation, that the U.S. and the West would denounce it, sanction China, whatever, but that maybe there wouldn't be a military intervention and that they would still be able to successfully take over the island. I do think, though, that there is definitely a difference, I think, in America's military priorities between, like, Ukraine and Taiwan. I think, for whatever reason, on both sides of the aisle, like, Americans are a bit more hawkish when it comes to Taiwan. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of chess pieces on the board, but that, like, I wouldn't necessarily, if I was a member of the Chinese Communist Party, think that it would be, like, a surefire shot that there wouldn't be a military retaliation. I think that there's still, even in spite of Ukraine, in some of the more isolationist grumblings from some members of the Republican Party, that there are still many, like the vast majority of people would seek to defend Taiwan militarily should, any provocation occur.
As Ben mentioned before, the U.S. has many incentives to defend Taiwan. Taiwan is the largest producer in the world of microchips and supplies the U.S. military, consumer economy, and government. They're also the best in the world, giving us incentive to continue doing business with them. So China has recently been doing more military drills over the Strait of Taiwan and Taiwan itself. How do you feel about the geopolitical situation in the region and maybe where China may invade Taiwan in the future?
I feel like it could kind of be related to like the Ukraine conflict, like a smaller neighbor getting attacked by like a big global power. But I think like the main question that comes down to it is like, would the U.S. get involved? And I think like we got to be careful, like demonstrating that we would to scare China off, but also like not really provoking like World War III.
So would you say that it sets a dangerous precedent to not take action from the United States?
Um, I guess you could say that. You kind of relate it to like Neville Chamberlain before World War II with like appeasement, and that didn't really work out. But at the same time, I don't think we really have any real bilateral like defense treaties with Taiwan, because it's really just like empty pledges that like I know Biden said that we would defend Taiwan, but like I mean it could be someone else in office next term, so you never know.
Great. Thank you. That was good. Really good. From Dodger Media Online, my name is Ben Preston, and we'll see you next week.